In this video, I'm going to tell you why I like the Brooks Hyperion Max 3, but I'm also going to tell you why I don't think this shoe will work for some of you. Right, so here's the Hyperion Max 3 from Brooks. Now this is a shoe that I've said on the live stream on a Monday that we do at 8 o'clock, that I've been excited to get. It's one that I've been waiting for. Now the reason for that, firstly, I think it looks pretty awesome, but also I need a shoe to replace my New Balance SC trainer that I've been using for my marathon training blogs. So that's why I was super excited to get this shoe, because I need a shoe to replace, well, that shoe. And if you hadn't seen any of the videos that I've done on the New Balance shoe, you'll know that it's one of my favorites of the last, well, sort of 6 to 12 months. I used it a hell of a lot in my last couple of marathon training blogs that I did. For example, I just completed the London and Brighton Marathon. And it's an important shoe in my rotation. I do a lot of long runs, right? And I do a lot of long runs with goal pace in. So I need a shoe that I can take long, but I can use various different paces in. And that's why the New Balance SC trainer was such a good shoe for me. Now, I'm a big fan of Brooks and where they're moving, right? So that's why I was very excited to get this. And actually, talking about the Brighton Marathon, I ran the Brighton Marathon in this shoe's predecessor. I ran 4:15 and I was very happy with that. I probably could have pushed out sub 4, but I was running with Speedgoat and he blew up at mile 18. But the shoe was phenomenal, right? It's a great shoe, the Hyperion Max 2. Really is a good super trainer. But this shoe has had some major upgrades. So let's dive into the stats and features. Okay, so the Hyperion Max 3 is a max stack super trainer. It's going to be $200 when it goes on sale in July. It's more expensive than V2, by the way. But I think the key thing here, right, is the dual foam setup. We've now got the DNA Gold on the top. We've got the Piba foam running along the top of this shoe, and then the DNA Flash 2 on the bottom, which was on the previous version. The shoe has the Speedvolt P-Bax plate, which helps with propulsion, but also adds stability, and I'll come on to that. Stack height's been increased. We've now got 46 millimeters, and that goes down to 40, so we have a 6 mil drop. We've got the Rapid Roll rocker in here to assist with the heel-to-toe transition, aiming to get a better turnover in the shoe. We've got a new mesh upper and Road Track rubber outsole. This shoe fits true to size in my UK 9.5, and it is 309 grams. And like I said, this is a shoe that goes up against the New Balance SC trainer, the Hoka Skyward X, and also the Endorphin trainer. That's what I want you to be thinking, okay? You will ask in the comments, how does this compare to the Super Blast 2? But the Super Blast 2 is the best shoe you can buy. End of conversation. And also, actually, you may ask about the Boston. The Boston's got a lower stack height in it, so I think that's a slightly different shoe as well. That's more skewed towards the Zoom Fly 6. This is more one of these max stack super trainers that we're now getting. So you've got all that? You worked out where this all fits in? Good. Next up, we're going to do the disclaimer. Thanks for watching it. I really do genuinely appreciate it. And actually, before we move on to the ride and things like that, let's all hit that subscribe button. Okay, right, so how does this shoe perform? Well, I really like it, okay? I'm just going to put that out there straight away. Like I said in the open, I really like it. I like the DNA Gold, working with the DNA Flash in here. It's a really nice ride. It's a really stable-ish kind of ride. I'll come on to that. But it's a very confidence building ride for me, actually. I really like the ride and the setup here. I do like the old Rapid Roll rocker. It does feel like it's moving through in your stride. Upper is nice and breathable, and the fit's great. It really is. It's comfortable. You've got a nice bit of foam around there, see that? But the comfort's good on it. And actually, let's take a closer look at some of the bits on this shoe. So there is the upper, and there's the dual foam setup. Can you see that? I said we've got Piba on top, then we've got the DNA Flash on the bottom. There's your rubber coverage on your outsole. Now in there is your P-Bax plate. See that? Now they have tried to put some cutouts in here to shave weight, but it's still very heavy. You've got Brooks written down the side of it, and we've got a pull tab on the back. Now here's your laces, which are a bit disappointing because I'd rather in this shoe have what we had on the previous shoe because they were really good. These are a little bit too thick. I preferred the old model. Now here's this medial cutout, which we'll talk about in just a sec. But that's probably about it in taking a closer look. But yes, so going back to the ride, yes, it's a nice ride. I enjoy it. I think the two foams work well together. This is a shoe that's comfortable at my marathon goal pace, that 8-minute miles. I'm slightly below now because I'm trying to get faster. But yeah, it works very well. It works well in those middle distances. It's a shoe that, for me, is going to slot in to that marathon training block that I've got coming for Chicago. So this is a long run shoe for me, okay? Like I said, this is a shoe that I may pull out to do some goal pace work in the week, but in general, this is going to be a long run shoe. And it's an important shoe for me. Like I said, I do a lot of marathon training blocks, and I need a shoe that can soak up, actually multiple shoes that can soak up that mileage, those 16, 18, 22 miles that I do a lot of in my marathon training block. Now this shoe has to be durable as well, right? Because this is a shoe that I'm taking on those long runs, like I said, but this is a shoe that will be run down the Canal Towpath, run around the Lee Valley, run down some of like the gravel paths and things like that. So it needs to be durable, yeah? It needs to be able to hold up to the beating that it's going to get in the summer months. And I feel with what we've got here, especially with the DNA flash underneath, we're going to get that because the previous version was very, very durable. One big issue with this shoe, if you are somebody who pronates massively, you're going to struggle with this medial cutout here. That is going to be an issue for some of you. It's not an issue for me as somebody who mildly pronates, but if you do pronate, this could be an issue for you, okay? Now the DNA flash is a stable foam, but this little cutout where they've tried to save weight could cause some of you some issues. You've all been warned. But if you look, it's quite a nice wide platform. That's why for me, it's okay, yeah? But this thing here, as I say, is gonna cause some of you some problems. So if we slide this into a rotation, let's stick with Brooks. I'd go the Elite 5 for race day. I'd do my long runs in this, and I'd either go like Glycerine Max, or I'd go like Ghost Max 3. That's a shoe then that the 3 would then probably work very well together. You could slot in the Hyperion as well, because that's a fantastic shoe for some of those lighter workouts. You could stick that in as well. But yeah, they're probably 3 or 4 shoes that I would use with this in a rotation. Okay, let's do likes and dislikes. I like the way it looks. I like the upper. I like the Speedvolt P-Bax plate. I like the comfort. I like the durability. I like DNA gold. I like the dual foam setup. And I like the fact it's got Brooks written on it. Dislikes. I don't like the laces. I don't like the fact that they put the price up. Despite the stack going up, they seem to have put the price up as well. As you all know on this channel, I'm not a massive fan of one-piece uppers, but in fairness, this is not too bad actually. Oh, I missed one like that. I like the fact that I can just go goal pacing this and just cruise around loving life. Dislikes. I don't like the medial cutout. I know why they've tried to do it and might save weight because this is a heavy shoe, but I think this is going to cause some problems for some people. I don't like the weight. Now I appreciate that we've increased stack height here, okay, so you're going to increase the weight, but the weight needs to be shaved off or lost in version, what version? Version 4. That needs to happen. And versatility could be a dislike actually thinking about it, because this shoe is not very versatile. This is a shoe, as I said, has got a great purpose for me, okay? So this shoe, like I said, is brilliant for me and I really like it. But I think for you guys, in terms of versatility, I think it's limited, okay? And that also really should be made a note of in terms of dislikes. Okay, let's sum it up. So for me, I like this shoe a lot. I really like this shoe, in fact. I really like the DNA Gold, the DNA Flash. That's just working very well for me. I like the upper, I said to you, I like the way it looks, and I just like the way it rolls underfoot. I like the durability of the shoe, and I just like the overall feel of the shoe. But I think for you lot, this could be a shoe that's going to split opinion. I think for some people, this is going to be brilliant. This is so much better than the Endorphin Trainer, for example. But I think you're going to be thinking of like the Neo Vista 2 and things like that that's coming out, which is a lot cheaper than this. So that's probably somewhere else you guys may go. Now, this is cheaper than an SC Trainer, which is good news. But the SC Trainer is probably a little bit more versatile, and that's the thing with this. This is going to be a specific shoe for some people, all right? I think this is going to be a shoe for some people who really liked the Kinvara Pro before they ruined it with the Endorphin Trainer. The Kinvara Pro, if you like that shoe, I think you're going to like this shoe. But again, that was a limited audience, okay? And I think that's the big problem here. Other than the weight, I think that's the big problem. It's a good shoe. I really like it. But I think for some people, there's not a hell of a lot there to justify the $200 price tag that's on it. And that's a shame. So hopefully the next version is going to be lighter. But don't get me wrong, people. I really like it, me, okay? And this is my opinion. I really like it, and I'm going to be using it a hell of a lot for my Chicago Marathon training. But I try and look at these things objectively. I try and look at these things from your point of view. And I think, yeah, for some of you, there's not enough here to justify the high price tag. Obviously, you've got the weight issue, and that got that limited versatility. So you're going to have to weigh up how you're going to use it. If you're, say, someone like me who's going to slot it straight into like marathon training, I think you'll get a lot out of the shoe, and you'll really like the shoe. Also, I think somebody who's just, you know, maybe doesn't pronate, but somebody maybe is a slightly bigger dude, this would work for as well. But you've got to watch the fact that you don't pronate, okay? But I think that would work for this shoe, and I think that's where the Kinvara Pro was such a good shoe for so many people. But yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at with the Hyperion Max. I really like it, and I'm like pleased as punch that I've now got a replacement for my SC trainer for my Chicago Marathon training, and I'm going to be loving life in it. But again, being straight up and transparent with you guys, I'm not 100% convinced that it's going to be for all of you. Okay, team, let me know in the comments, are you going to be looking to get these in July? I'd be super interested to know your thoughts on it. Maybe you are going to be training for a marathon, maybe you're going to be training for Chicago. Also let me know in the comments as well. But that's it from me, team. I shall catch you all later.